Hey everyone, how you doing out there? So it's about the end of the day. Chicken's gone to bed. Rabbits are just getting up to clown around till dark. And I've been working at the big high yield, high production ranch here. And I'm tired. I thought I'd go in the house, get a sandwich, watch a little YouTube, reply to a few comments, and get cleaned up, go to bed, start all over tomorrow morning. But when I got on YouTube to check the comments, I saw Keaton put a couple videos up, which he hasn't been doing a lot of lately. And so I was interested to see what he had to say. I share a lot of subscribers between him and I. And I thought maybe I ought to clarify a few things. He was complaining about stuff he's heard me say, talking to John and stuff. And I didn't really talk to him all that directly about most of it. And so, you know, he doesn't understand the whole situation. But the thing is, I was whining and complaining to John one day about how my retirement is different than, a lot of other people's. Like, I don't get Social Security. I can't get Social Security because I get public employee retirement, which is supposedly a better retirement, much better. And because SSI really isn't, Social Security isn't really a retirement. It's more like a little bit of a supplement. And if you got to live on that, man, you're screwed. But apparently, maybe not as screwed as I am, because at least then you can get, food assistance and insurance and things like that. I make just enough that I can't get any of that. So anyway, the thing that I was complaining about was the fact that my insurance, or my PERS I should say, is something that I gave to them. It's a 401A, very similar to a 401K. So you take money out of your paycheck, you pay it, you can get so much extra up to such and such, and try to make a good retirement, which is what I was trying to do. You give them all this money, and they're supposed to, basically make interest for you, and they get some of it too, and that's kind of the deal. And I did it. Of course, I worked in the same field for years and years and years, so I paid into it for years and years. I had a considerable sum of money in there, still do. But the thing that really irritates me about it is, because it's a 401A, I go to work and I earn money. Then I'm paid with a check. It's got my name on it. Then my 401A gets some of that money. And it still has my name on it. And the whole time that it's sitting there collecting interest, for me and for the government, actually, it's collecting interest, but it's got my name on it. And then when I have a stroke and I need some of it back, it still has my name on it. Yet they want to regulate if I can get it, when I can get it, and how I can get it. And that really irritates me. It really does, because that's my money. It has been all along. I'm not asking them to pull some taxpayer's money out and hand it to me. That's money I earned and I put in there. It's a savings account. It basically is what it is. It's a high yield savings account. So that's the first thing that upsets me. But what I was going on also with John was, I was telling him how, he knew, he saw it. It took 7 months for me to get approved to get little bits of that money that's mine back. It took 7 months. And then it took some days to actually start getting payments. And then uh, here last month, they supposedly sent me some kind of form I had to fill out, and they wanted me to send them 2 forms from Social Security, which they know that I can't get Social Security. They know my background. They know everything about me. They know that there's no possible way I can get Social Security. Yet, I still had to apply for it. So I did, and I was denied. Well, when Social Security denied me, they just called me up and told me I'm denied for benefits. I'm like, yeah, I know. I already knew that. No big deal. Hung up, nothing said. And, of course, it came up with PRS. Well, can you get SSI? No, I can't. I tried. I was denied. And I started getting my payments, though, 7 months in. And here last month, a couple of weeks ago, apparently they sent me something in the mail that said they want a copy of my denial letter. They want a copy of my application to SSI to prove I applied. I know that makes no sense. That's what they want. And there was one other thing, and I can't think of what that one was off the top of my head. Oh, a wage. They wanted some kind of printout of my wages from SSI, which they know is 0. Always will be 0. You know? And this stuff can't be done electronically, apparently. So I have to call the Social Security office, which if you've done that, you know that can be one hell of a frustration. And I get a hold of some lady, and she tells me, yeah, we can fix this for you. We'll send you like the letter of denial, which she admitted I never got. I got a phone call, I never got a letter. I said I know I never got a letter, and she looked it up and said, no, you didn't. That's odd, but you never got a letter. I said, I know. She says, well, I'll make sure you get one. It'll be there soon. I'm like, okay. Well, the other things that I want, I can't just get. I have to have a written request put in order to get it. Okay, so get this. It takes them 5 days to process my request on the phone, and then it takes 7 to 10 days for the paperwork to get here, so the application. So I can file an application for paper that basically says I don't make any money off of Social Security. So I fill it out, I send it back to them. That'll take 2 to 3 days. Then they take 5 days to process that, and another 7 to 10 days to hopefully, if they approve me, send those papers to me. Then I'm supposed to run copies of it and send it to PERS. I'm pointing in different directions, which is stupid. They're on the same street, the same town. They might be in the same building. I don't know. I've never been there. I've been told it's the same building, but I don't know. Anyway, so then I send it to them. It takes them another 5 to 7 days or something to process it. And then, if they approve my check, they'll send my check, but that'll take another 15 to 20 days or something like that. So imagine how long I'm waiting with no money. I get no government assistance. I get nothing but YouTube money. You know what YouTube pays me? Not enough to live on, I'll tell you that. So anyway, Keaton, my son, had heard me complaining to John about it. It got him in an uproar too, especially after today he had some trouble with a tooth that for some reason they partially filled, I guess. I guess that's what they told him. I don't know. Anyways, the tooth broke off, and he was mad because, you know, they did this work on him like a month ago, and it's going to be it's going to be September when he's due to go back in and have that tooth taken care of. Well, it's snapped off, and it's one of his front teeth, and it does look terrible. And I'll call them tomorrow, and they'll probably get him in a couple of weeks or something. But you know, it's something he's going through. He shouldn't have to go through, and he's pretty mad about it. And he's kind of tying everything together, where maybe not, because he's saying everybody's trying to screw us over, and it does seem that way. It really does. I mean, with PERS and Social Security especially, if you've seen what I've gone through, and that I don't like to complain. I wouldn't say anything now if Keaton hadn't made that video, but basically, yeah, I've fought tooth and nail every step of the way, and I'll tell you what, it was a lot easier just working. It really was. I wonder, I must be capable of doing some kind of paperwork officey job, I would think, because it's all I've been doing just about every day, every morning. It's doing something to fight to get that last little dollar that they're supposed to give me. You know, not just the last one actually, the first, the middle ones, and to get a penny off of them. It's a fight. And Keaton sees some of that, being home from school and everything, and he knows I'm frustrated and that, and I think it's playing off on him being frustrated, and now I'm trying to think of how I can, you know, settle him down. I don't want him to have to worry about my problems, because they're my problems, not his, and that. I ran my mouth too much, you know. I was talking to John, but I should have not. I needed an event, I guess, at the time. But anyways, you know, and I've only told you just a little tiny bit of what we've been going through, what I've been going through. And I mean, let me tell you, it is unbelievably frustrating, unbelievable. And you know, I'm actually a really happy kind of person. I'm happy. When I get up in the morning, I decide to be happy, because that's the ticket. You get up in the morning, you decide you're happy. You don't go, I'm going to find happiness. If you're looking for happiness, you're admitting to yourself that you're not happy. So you have to get up in the morning and go, I'm happy. You know, and that's the way you do it. But anyway, enough of that. You want tricks on how to be happy? Let me know, and I'll give you all kind of tricks. I don't know that it'll work for anyone else. I'm just a happy person. That's how it is. I'm generally happy, but I do sometimes get very frustrated and very upset, just like you guys do, like everyone in the world, you know. And I was blowing off steam to John. Yeah, man, I've gone through stuff with PERS and Social Security and doctors and the bills. I mean, I got medical bills out the butt. Found out my insurance was basically worthless, and they paid very little of anything. So they want me to pay it all out of pocket with no job and barely making anything compared to what I used to make. You know, this disability is not paying well at all. Even though it's my money, it has to last for so long, right? So, you know, and that's the whole thing. You know, I thought I could trust them with it more than I could trust myself, because I was afraid that, you know, you hand me, I'll just say a few $1,000s, I might decide I want to go buy a nice house, or go buy a nice car, or maybe another motorcycle, a boat, or a big farm. You know, there's enough there to do that, and then some. But you know, then if I happen to live to 90 years old, I'm going to be broke way before that. And I thought, well, I can trust them. You know, they'll pay me back little bits at a time, and they don't want to. They don't want to give me my money. Very, very frustrating. Imagine putting money into the bank for years and years, counting on, I don't know, vacation. And let's say this year's the vacation. You finally get to go somewhere you've always wanted to go. Maybe it's Hawaii. And so you go to the bank and say, okay, I want it now. And they go, well, no. You know, we're gonna make you go through a process that's going to take about a year. And then once we approve you, if we approve you, then we're only going to give you a smidgen of what you need to do what you want to do. We're going to keep the rest. And we'll give it to you, maybe, maybe not. You'll have to fight for it. This will be your new job. You'll fight for this 24/7, just constantly. You know, imagine if a bank did that to you, because that's exactly what happened to me. A 401A is a savings account. It's my money. What the hell? Where is it? You know? And I'm really tempted to just going in there and just taking it. Just saying. Because I can do that. I can just demand it all back and they have to give it to me. But then I don't 100% trust myself with it. I'm afraid I'd go crazy buying stuff and then I'll be broke. But it looks like maybe I shouldn't be trusting PERS either. Because they're fighting tooth and nail to not pay me. They're pulling all kinds of tricks. Not very long ago, last week they sent me an email. Said I was supposed to fill out this form, survey, something. And you click on the link, it's a dead link. So I even opened up a different browser. Thought maybe it's the browser. Tried a different browser. Still didn't work. It's a dead link. That probably will translate into eventually another month or two of waiting for my money because I can't give them what they want because their link is dead. It's not my fault. None of it has been my fault. When they supposedly sent that letter in the mail 2 weeks ago, they didn't. Because I kept every scrap of mail that was sent to me for over a month. The only thing I threw out was things that came from stores, like flyers and stuff. Other than that, I kept everything. And today, early today, I went through it all. I went through every scrap. It took me 3 hours to do it. And there was nothing. There was no correspondence at all from OPERS. None. There was nothing in there about that. It was just the same as SSI, telling me I was denied and never sending me my letter. It's like they're working together. You know, that's what I was saying to John. It's like they're working together to try to screw me. You know, and apparently Keaton heard me saying that. And you know, with his newfound medical issue, he's about ready to flip out. You know, he doesn't handle things quite as gracefully as I do. And I really think that if most people went through what they're putting me through, I can see why old people get really, really bitter and really messed up in the head because, man, this is bad. It's really bad. But anyway, enough of that. I didn't come here because I don't want you feeling sorry for me and stuff like that. I'm here for your entertainment. But I figure people that watch his channel are going to wonder a few things. I'm clearing up just this little bit of it. Let's get back to farming and thinking about nice things, huh? And, let's forget about the government. Yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of what he says, though, even though some of it sounds pretty militant and extreme. Can't say he's altogether wrong either. Oh well. It's a beautiful night. It's cooling down nice. Sweat's starting to dry on me. It feels pretty good, evaporating away. There's the sunset. Oh, it's beautiful. Can't wait till that car's out here. Yep. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad world we're living in. Maybe a bad set of government standards. But anyway, you all have a good one, and now you know the story, so let's just forget about it and move on. We'll see you later.